This is KVUE News Daybreak.
This takes the politics out of it, hopefully. This has gotten too political.
Another day, another bombshell for the White House. The Department of Justice is appointing a special counsel to investigate Russia's connection in the Trump campaign. What we're learning about the man in charge. And a bill creating statewide regulations for ride-sharing companies headed to the governor's desk. What this means for current companies here in Austin and for Uber and Lyft. And the bad love connection that ended with a man suing his date is getting nationwide attention. Stepping up, someone now to prevent the two from going to court. We'll tell you who that is. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us for KVUE News Daybreak at 4:30 this Thursday morning. I'm Brian Mays. Let's begin this morning with a look at traffic. We've got issues in South Austin to tell you about this morning, and Anavid Reyes has all the details. Anavid?
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian. This is a look at I-35 at East Old Torf. We do want to let you know of a traffic alert this morning. Old Torf will be shut down westbound and eastbound lanes from I-35 up to Alta Vista this morning, and it's all due to a crash that happened earlier this morning. We're going to go ahead and take a look at that camera right next here. We're live on the scene. This is provided here by KVUE. We're on the scene where you can see the crash here. A car slammed into a pole. And so therefore, APD and emergency crews will be on the scene investigating, doing their investigative work. So therefore, eastbound and westbound lanes of Old Torf will be shut down from I-35 up to Alta Vista. Back to you.
Yeah, quite a muggy and warm start to our morning here. Check out your current temperatures. ABIA 77 degrees, 75 for Camp Mabry. It is so sticky out there. Dew points are going to be in the 70s. Yesterday we were in the 60s. I think it's going to be a very sticky, uncomfortable Thursday for you guys across here central Texas. South-southeast winds at about 7 miles an hour will continue to funnel in all of that moisture. Here's how today's going to play out, though. We're going to monitor some scattered showers for this morning, about a 20% chance as you head out the door this morning, and those percentages are going to increase by this afternoon. So I think this morning our main concern will be the eastern counties. By this afternoon, a disturbance will allow rain shower activity and possibly some strong storms. For the hill country, that'll be our main concern this afternoon. We're calling it a 40% chance for your afternoon and evening, potentially for some of those storms to be isolated but strong at times. So I'm going to break down details in the full forecast. As for now, Brian, back to you.
Erica, thank you very much. A battle brewing in Washington, D.C. A newly appointed special counsel taking over the investigation into Russia's involvement in the 2016 presidential election. This comes as President Trump fights off criticism for sharing highly classified information with top Russian officials. ABC's Janae Norman explains how our nation's leaders responding to the investigation.
A trifecta of tumultuous developments, bombshell after bombshell after bombshell, sending shockwaves through Washington and the White House.
No politician in history, and I say this with great surety, has been treated worse or more unfairly.
At the center of every controversy, President Donald Trump. Now the Department of Justice appointing a special counsel to take control of the investigation into Russia's interference with the 2016 election, including possible collusion with the Trump campaign. That announcement coming after Attorney General Jeff Sessions recused himself. Made by Acting Attorney General Rod Rosenstein just a week after Trump fired FBI Director James Comey, and the White House initially blamed the decision on a recommendation from Rosenstein. But Trump later admitting during an interview on NBC that the Russia investigation was a factor. The man now leading the investigation, Robert Mueller, who served as FBI Director from 2001 to 2013 and enjoyed wide bipartisan support then and now.
Yeah, obviously that's a step in the right direction.
This takes the politics out of it, hopefully. This has gotten too political.
Mueller will have all the authorities of a U.S. attorney, including the ability to take the matter before a grand jury and to issue subpoenas.
Whatever investigation goes on will have the credibility of Bob Mueller, the former director of the FBI.
President Trump previously called the Russia investigation a total hoax and a taxpayer-funded charade. He released a statement saying, quote, "There was no collusion between my campaign and any foreign entity, and I look forward to this matter concluding quickly." Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Back here in Texas, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick's flexing his political muscle in a news conference yesterday. He said if two specific bills aren't passed before the regular legislative session ends in 12 days, he'll push for a special session. He's talking about Senate Bill 2, which reduces how much cities and counties can increase property taxes without a public vote, and Senate Bill 6, commonly known as the bathroom bill.
If property tax relief and privacy do not pass in that special and they're blocked again, I will ask the governor to call us back again and again and again. People elect us to come here and get the job done.
Patrick made the announcement in response to a letter Speaker of the House Joe Strauss sent him Monday asking him to work with the House to prevent a special session. After Patrick's response, Strauss told us the House doesn't take to threats well and added the chambers have to decide on policy together or not at all. Now, special sessions are up to the governor. His office sent us a statement, quote, "The governor made clear yesterday that property tax reform and maintaining privacy in restrooms and locker rooms are legislative priorities that must be passed, and he believes both items can be achieved before the end of the regular session," end quote. Now, the last day of the regular session is Monday, May 29th. A bill creating statewide regulations for ride-sharing companies is headed to the governor's desk for the governor to sign. House Bill 100 establishes a state license with statewide rules to regulate transportation network companies, or TNCs. Senator Charles Schwertner of Georgetown says universal rules will protect economic liberty and give consumers more.
Drunk drivers don't stop at city limit signs. And when someone drives drunk through my community on their way home from Austin because of a lack of alternative options, they're putting the lives of my children and my constituents' children at risk.
Now, the statewide rules will require drivers have annual background checks as well as sex offender registry checks. It also mandates records on rides have to be kept for 5 years. While the state doesn't require fingerprint background checks, the company still can, and they can market the fact that they do those checks to customers. 4:37 now, and while that bill is headed to the governor's desk, Ride Austin is saying the return of Uber could cause them to go out of business. The CEO of Ride Austin told our partners at the Statesman that if they give fewer than 20,000 rides a week, they will likely have to shut down. Right now, they give about 50 to 70,000 rides a week. Yesterday, Uber said they would return to Austin immediately after Governor Abbott signs the bill into law. By noon today, we could know what's next for the suspect in the attack at the University of Texas earlier this month. Kendrix White was in court for the first time yesterday. The judge ordered another mental evaluation before determining whether White is competent to stand trial for murder. The judge should get those results by noon. She will then set a follow-up hearing for the end of the week or next week. White is accused of stabbing 4 fellow students, killing one of them in the May 1st attack on the UT campus. People living in one of Pflugerville's neighborhoods are keeping a close eye on their dogs today. This after police say 2 dogs in the area may have been poisoned. One of them died. It happened along Settlers Valley Drive near Wells Branch Parkway. KVUE's Brandon Jones spoke to one dog owner in the neighborhood who's being more careful.
That's the spot, right? That's the spot right there.
Spending quality time with his dogs is something Jesus Hernandez enjoys doing every day. Meet Coco.
He's very easily attached.
And Candy.
She loves to bite wood. She already ate up the whole baseboard, like in the back door.
The thought of someone harming them is unimaginable, but Hernandez lives near the Creekside neighborhood where police believe someone is doing just that. Investigators say at least 2 dogs may have been poisoned. One of the dogs died.
That's something very terrible that should not be happening.
2 cases of potential dog poisoning were reported on May 16th to Pflugerville police. Creekside Neighborhood Association President Pat Pingleton spoke to us about what happened.
Emily's dog was poisoned with some meat that was laced with something poisonous, thrown over the fence.
Hours later,
we also had another neighbor whose dog was found with a rawhide toy or rawhide shoe.
A spokesperson for the police department would not confirm how the dogs were potentially poisoned. However, a letter written by investigators encourages the neighborhood to be proactive in keeping Fido safe. Hernandez plans to do just that.
We need to take better care of our animals, but not only from them, but also now, watch out for people who want to harm our pets.
Brandon Jones, KVUE News, Daybreak.
Brandon, thanks. Now, if you can help Pflugerville Police solve the case, they'd like you to give them a call. The number is there on your screen. It is time once again for a check of our forecast with Erica Lopez. Erica, more rain in that forecast today.
That's right. Starting this morning, we could see some isolated showers for the eastern counties, but it's this afternoon where we have some strong storms possible for the hill country. Quiet now. All things are quiet across the entire Lone Star State, but the area of low pressure, you can see some activity also associated with some snow in the higher elevations across the southern Rockies and in Colorado also. But things are quiet here in Austin. It's muggy. I think that's the main concern as you're heading out the door. Dew points in the 70s already this morning. Check out LaGrange, 76. So when dew points are in the 70s, it's more of a tropical-like feel. Consider yourself the environment such as if you were in Florida, southern Florida, maybe Miami. That's the type of humidity we're talking about for the entire day today. So that means the atmosphere is definitely fueled with a lot of moisture around. Notice this morning the eastern counties will have some spotty showers. On the lighter side, it's this afternoon where isolated cells could be stronger at times, and those are the ones we're concerned about that could potentially turn severe this afternoon. So that's why we're calling it a 40% chance of possible showers and thunderstorms, because they will be isolated, but again, strong at times, especially this afternoon. Highs will be in the 90s. 73 for tonight, another muggy, warm evening in store. But guys, just want to point out, even though highs are in the lower 90s, when you factor in the humidity, heat index values, which are the feel-like temperatures outside, are going to be close to 100 degrees. Make sure you're staying cool and hydrated. It's going to be a warm, sticky one today. Brian, back to you.
Warm and sticky. All right, Erica, thanks. The CEO of the Alamo Drafthouse Theaters asking the man who is suing his date to put the lawsuit to rest. The Austin area man suing his date for $17.31, the price of a movie ticket, because she was texting during the movie and then got up and left him there all by himself. Yesterday, the CEO of Alamo Drafthouse Theaters posted on Facebook saying he's concerned about our courts being clogged with superfluous lawsuits and instead offering the plaintiff a $17.31 gift card. The man who filed the lawsuit tells us he's considering it. High school graduation turns into disaster for one Central Texas student. The error that wiped away her valedictorian status and what she's saying about it today. And the cost of some Austin parking tickets may be about to go up over 1,000%. Why city officials say they want to take such extreme measures.